What it do, Nacer Nation? We are back for another edition of the Aftershow Podcast. I am Sadat, joined by Jay Shockblast and the Ghost of Casual Avenger. We miss you, buddy. He's still alive, but he is ascending to a higher plane of existence through the consumption of deep dish pizza. So he can, of course, not join us, but his spirit and his aura will live on through the show. But we have a different black guy to fill the void tonight, joined by friend of the show, one of the most beloved members of any community he is in, the one that single-handedly carries Jay Shockblast and Marvel Rivals every season.
Fair.
King Greek. What's up, Mr. Greek?
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for having me.
Always a pleasure to have King Greek. I thought it would definitely be appropriate to have Greek on with all the goings on with Marvel Rivals over the past week with the thrower drama and Marvel Rivals' response to that. And also we just in general like to have King Greek around. Just a heads up, Jay, I had to bribe him in order to get him on tonight. So you have to send him a subscription to your OnlyFeed account for 1 year.
I promise you can use any other joke. Literally nobody wants to see my feet. Like, my feet are probably my grossest part of my body.
Yet somehow it's made him millions. Who knows? The internet is a weird place. Big shout out to the chat. What's up, Gio? Congratulations on being first, my friend. We appreciate the enthusiasm. What's up? What's up, Calvin, Super Patrick, Old Man Eastwood? What's up, Gabe? What's up, Zenny? How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all hanging out. We got a nice, what's up, Jen? We got a nice show for y'all. As we alluded to, we'll be talking a little Marvel Rivals because of a lot of drama, but some good news that came out of it. Also, we had a lot of big trailers dropping this week. The one that was the biggest was Lanterns. We got the first official trailer for Lanterns. My most anticipated upcoming project from James Gunn's DCU. But sadly, everybody was not as happy as I was to see the trailer. In fact, quite a few people are angry. I'm very angry about this trailer. And besides just the usual grifters, it's caused quite a bit of debate. So we'll talk about that because I think it was a great trailer. I think the show is going to be great, but some of y'all may disagree. I know a lot of people on the internet disagree. So we'll talk about it. We also can touch a little bit on the launch of Marathon, and mostly not because I'm particularly interested in Marathon. I haven't played it, but I think it shows kind of a weird trend that we've been seeing, especially the last several years, where there's just like a dedicated group within the gaming community that are just determined to see every new game fail. it's really getting weird, especially in the case of Marathon, which doesn't even check like a lot of the usual boxes that they look for when they hate on a game. So we'll get into that. But first, how are you doing, Mr. Shockblast? How has your week been? I know it's been better now that Jayson Tatum is healthy and balling again.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna get carried away. He looks like he's going through his preseason right now, but he's looked good. So we're just gonna hope for the best. I mean, they've got the second best record in the East.
Indeed.
And they just added arguably one of the top 5 to 10 players in the world to their lineup.
But more importantly, Jay, whose team is it really?
Who cares? Like, I never understood that. Like, that is absolutely a thing. And
all this, every sports media take every time.
I don't think either one of them really care.
They don't.
Like, I really don't. Like, I think they're brothers. Like, they've literally been together since they were both like 18 and 19, 19 and 20, you know, like, yeah. I mean, I don't understand. Like, did anybody ask this of like Kevin McHale and Larry Bird? No. I mean, I know that's not quite.
Yeah, no, because it was obviously Larry Bird.
Yeah, but like, but I was keeping it Boston, you know what I mean? Kobe, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess Kobe and Shaq's a bad example. All right, anyway.
Terrible example. Pippen, also terrible example.
Terrible example. Okay.
I mean, you kind of have to admit, Jay. It's like KD and Steph. There is when you have a team when your two best players are comparably great. Yeah, it is a question of who's the alpha, who's the beta. Is it 1A, 1B?
I'll do one for you, and I think you'll appreciate it.
Okay.
Dwayne Wade and LeBron James.
Well, obviously, it was Wade, and then when Wade realized that he was not what he was, and he gave it over to LeBron, then they were able to finally win. And of course, giving over to LeBron led to them choking later on. But
that's even a harder one because Dwayne Wade was the Heat. You know, and LeBron comes in and they coexisted great. I felt like, they were going to win what, like 7 championships is what they said they would win.
Not 6, not 7.
Yeah.
8. To be fair, I think the real reason they won was because of Eric Spoelstra's and Chris Bosh. Spoelstra's coaching and decision to kind of switch it up and go small ball, because remember that first year when LeBron choked in the finals against Dallas, as you know he tends to do. They were running with like Joel Anthony and like Jawan Howard at center, like kind of these more traditional, lob threat center lineups. And sometimes they have Haslam, and he decided, you know what, let's just have Bosh play the 5. Let's just have, he's so versatile. Let's just have him become a defensive anchor and also a stretch big, and it worked out for him. They squeezed out a couple of rings, and
was Bosh like Garnett and like did not want to be a 5?
Well, in a way, yeah. I mean, because unlike Garnett, he wasn't really a 5. He was legitimately a 4. He was a kind of skinny 6'9", 6'10" power forward, and that was his game. He was a power forward. He was a dominant power forward in Toronto, and then he comes to the Heat, gets to be a power forward, and then he gets put to the 5 as the guard centers. And this was before like the official small ball era, so he was like guarding. Yeah. He was like guarding Tim Duncan, and it was like
I love Garnett to death, but he was a 5, but insisted on not being a 5.
Yeah, he should have just embraced that. He should have left Minnesota a long time ago, but anyway. Here and there. Anyway, let's start off with our first topic. Since we have Greek here, we can get into his expertise. Marvel Rivals had some drama as competitive Marvel Rivals players. We've been very familiar with the thrower epidemic, a big problem in Marvel Rivals, particularly in competitive mode. People that get mad or just for fun or for money, which came up big later. But in general, they if they decide at some point for whatever reason, I don't want my team to win this game, so I'm going to try to make us lose on purpose. So the most common things, they switch to Black Widow and just sit and spawn. Another popular thing is to play Jeff, and Jeff itself is usually just throwing in itself because he's a terrible character, but they will alt their own team off the map. I've seen people swap the group so they can try to wall their team in. Just in general, they try to throw the game on purpose. And for months, people have been letting the Rivals devs know this is a problem. It's been a growing problem because for up to that point, the penalty for throwing was basically a 15-minute match restriction, which is obviously a joke. So people would just continue to throw, and it got to a point where pretty much everyone was noticing the quality of matches had dramatically gone downhill, and it made a lot of people stop playing competitive or stop playing the game entirely, particularly in the more competitive side. And it didn't look like anything was going to be done about it. And then to make matters worse, somebody put up a website where a bounty website where you could pay money to put up a bounty for somebody. Usually it was a streamer or someone who makes content, and you would have people will go and intentionally throw their game and then post proof and then go collect the money on this website. Website was also, as expected, full of absolute weirdos, creeps, racists, all that good stuff that you would expect from people who would do something like this. and it became a big deal. People were like, "Hey, are you NetEase? You're going to do something about this?" And fortunately, NetEase did do something about it. They announced that they're going to crack down on throwing. That is going to be particularly in connection to that website, and the penalties are supposedly going to be a lot harsher. And we finally got some details this past day. If they find that your match has been thrown, they will give you point compensation after the fact, equivalent to what you've lost, and they will have reportedly harsher penalties on people who throw. So far, I think it's an escalating system. So far, I've seen people banned for as little as 10 hours and as long as 1 month for throwing. So that's interesting. So Greek, as the highest ranking player on this podcast right now in Marvel Rivals, what do you think of the thrower situation, and are you now hopeful that this is something that's going to be finally resolved going forward?
It's kind of weird because when you look at the thrower situation as a whole, in terms of the people that would actually be affected consistently, long term, but really just the celestial players and higher up, because the higher up you go in those lobbies, or sometimes if you're playing around 2 or 3 in the morning or whatever, and you're not really getting that many people on your server, you might run into the same couple of people 2 or 3 times here and there. They were really the only ones being affected, because if you're running into the same people, it's going to be much easier to try and get those bounties and essentially just fuck over their games. Because for example, what's the word? There's a screenshot that I have here, if I can find it, that you can put up on the stream. I'm gonna keep talking while I find it. But essentially, it was always gonna be it's throwers in every rank. That particular
100%.
instance, that only affected really, again, the celestial and higher players, because it's much easier to target somebody if you keep running into them. However, I do agree with the point compensation just in general, because even though we don't really have people targeting us, we do still have people in our ranks that are just genuine hot ass. There are numerous times where Jay has come to me and is he's trying his best to get back to GM, and because look, I'll be honest, Jay's not the best player in the world, but he's also not ass.
Yeah,
I'll take it. You know what? I'm just good enough for me.
He's ass at Adam Warlock, but
there are absolutely characters I'm terrible at, which is why I don't play them. But you know what I mean?
Yeah. But he's definitely not as ass as I've seen ass. Jay's not ass.
Yeah. But then Jay will come to me and tell me about how he tried his hardest he did what he
Tried
could
so
only
hard.
for him
He got so
to
far.
only for him to still
But in
get
the end, it didn't
sold
even matter.
by a DPS that can do their job or a healer that couldn't really do anything. This is a couple of days ago. Actually, not a couple of days ago. Probably like I want to say like maybe a week and a half or two. I had a support player that refused to play because there was somebody that he ran into on the other team. I don't know what happened that last game, but it was enough to put the fear of God into him because he didn't walk out a swan on both sides. He said, "I'm not playing because that guy's on the other team," and I was genuinely beyond annoyed because it's like, why?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I could go on for hours about support players, but we were playing not too long ago because I won a few days ago because I wanted to because I did my 10 games on my alt and I wanted to do
Yes, it is.
Yes, it's pre-recorded. I did my 10 games on my alt and I wanted to do my 10 games on my main. So I was like, all right, let me queue up with Greek and we'll run some games and just want to get my 10 games in so I could get that Elsa skin. And we started off we won like 5 of our first 6 games, and then we proceeded to lose 6 in a row. And the final game we had 2 people throw and disconnect.
This is why I don't like ranked. I don't like people be so weird, man. Like I don't fucking get it. Like what is the point of spending your time trying to ruin other people's life? Like if you're trying and you're just bad, like all right, whatever. It is what it is. But like you can tell when people are just like they're intentionally not playing properly.
100%.
And it's just wild. I don't understand the point. I don't like that bounty site. I don't understand the point. Like they tried to make themselves out like they were Robin Hood or something. Like I don't know if you saw the way they tried to pivot.
Yeah, they're acting like they were doing the community a favor. I mean, the only thing they did good was they made the throwing problem so obvious that NetEase had to step in and do something about it.
Yeah, like I read it and like no, I don't get it. Like no, I don't know, man. I do remember that night that like I think there were 4 of us. I think it was me, Greek. I think Liam was with us, and I think we had a 4th, but it might have just been the 3 of us. And like I know I'm not like the greatest player of all time, but I am not the problem on most teams. Okay. Like I am very competent. I do play aggressively and different than most people, but like I know what I'm doing and I know how to like, know my role and do what I have to do. The 3 of us on a team with 3 randoms should do pretty decent. And we were getting washed. Like just bodied. And there's like I just could not. It wasn't like okay, we're like barely losing. It was we were getting fucking wrecked. And I just don't understand how you can find 3 other people we were at least diamond at that point that are just that trash. I don't get it. I don't like, and I don't know that they were necessarily throwing in that night, but it was just so weird.
It could seem like it. And I think if as the throwing problem, hopefully these penalties make it more and more rare. But I think there's also kind of 2 sides of the coin. Like there are people who legitimately just hard throw on purpose, and then you also have the other similar issue where it's like people are consistently matched up with people who clearly do not belong in that rank. There's an issue with this way the system is designed where people have been able to climb without necessarily having like a solid idea of like fundamentals. Like it blows my mind that in the big 2-6, the game's been out for over a year, longer, if we count the beta. And in Diamond, there are still people that don't know to swap to Doctor Strange to TP to point. when you're in overtime. It literally happens all the time. People just don't do it or just don't know to do it. Like basic stuff. Like healers will not heal their other support. They will at all. Like it's so annoying. Like basic things, people just are able to climb up to ranks, and it doesn't even matter if it's like if it one thing if it was like gold. Oh yeah, you expect people to be bad in gold, but I see it in diamond, I see it in GM, I see it in celestial. Like people that clearly do not belong there, and it's insane.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I am 2 trophies away from the platinum. One of them is Black Panther, and the other is Doctor Strange. And I just started trying to figure out how to portal properly. Now, portal the point, I think I could handle, but trying to get that achievement, I can't. I can't figure it out for whatever reason. But I personally have always been like,
just flip it. That's all you got to do. You just got to flip it.
I know I'm trying to get the mechanics down, but like what I was doing apparently was like I was flipping it and thinking that pressing the button would like let it there, but it wasn't. I was basically taking it with me. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I will say there might just be some people that don't play Strange, and whenever somebody has been like, just if you die, Strange portal, I'm like, yeah, I can't do that, and there may be some people that just can't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and that goes
like that's a nitpick. That's a nitpick, though.
That kind of goes to my point though, because I'm not a Doctor Strange man. Like Greek is a top 100 Doctor Strange player. I'm not
top 5.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't play Doctor Strange that often, but because I'm a good player, I know it's important to have fundamentals like being able to play more than one hero on every role, and knowing how to portal to the point with Doctor Strange, and at least be competent when I'm on the point holding Strange. And I feel like if you're at a certain elo in Rivals, you should have that basic mechanic, especially if you're a tank player. Like, how are you a tank player and you don't know how to Strange portal?
Because if I'm being honest, it's not even just a tank player. I do understand what Jay is saying, but I don't agree. And the reason for that being, I'll give you an example. You have a handful of people that do not play Moon Knight. However, one of the main things that everybody should know or figures out immediately after touching the character, the one thing that you need to know how to do, and it's very simple, is throw out the Ankh, shoot the Ankh.
Yep.
Which Strange, even if you don't play him, you pop the portal. You don't have to be fancy with it. You just take it from point A to point B. Now, some people do make the mistake, for whatever reason, for the love of Christ, will put the shit halfway in the floor or way off of the point, and you have to still walk to it. Even if you don't play Strange, literally just taking his portal from point A to point B, that I very much feel like that should be a universal knowledge thing for everybody, because it's really not difficult. You press a button, you move, and you press another button to confirm.
Literally
Yeah, I think because I literally, like, him and Iron Fist were the 2 characters I hadn't ever played before until recently. I think it's just like, I've never touched the character. Someone else do it. I'm gonna fuck it up.
Yeah, because you're a quick play god. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the rank warriors who
I know. And your point is fair. I'm just saying,
and you'll never learn if you keep doing that too. Like, at some point, you're gonna have to just say fuck it and do it.
I am trying to do that now because I want to get these last 2 trophies. But like, I just think that there are, I think, at least with Strange, there are some small cases where not being able to do that is not 100%. I guess maybe you're right. At the higher at the higher levels,
in rank, there's
not even,
do that.
I mean, no, not even higher. Realistically, I feel like every player from Gold should be able to do that.
I don't.
The only time I'd say you don't, it's not your responsibility, is if you're the only support and only other support. Like you have 2 supports. Like I don't expect the support player to Doctor Strange TP and then leave it like with 1 support to heal everyone on the point. But the DPS, the tanks, one of them should be able to TP the point.
Like because if you die first and you say don't and you force somebody else to do it because you're scared you're gonna fuck it up. If we lose that game, even if you weren't the problem that game, like you weren't the problem at all, us losing right there is on you because you refuse to do that.
Yeah, that's the point, because this is like because it's one thing in quick plays it ultimately doesn't matter. You can make that argument, but when you're playing in rank, especially in like above gold, diamond, GM lobbies, like I see this happen in Celestial. I see this like in GM. Like you absolutely have no excuse to not know how to strange TP. You don't have to be prime Boger, but you have to be able to at least press the button and press the other button to convert. like it's no way.
And this isn't just you, Jay. This is to everybody. If you can't do it, then at that point you're just wasting a strange portal. Because
that's why I've always been the one to say no, I'm not doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm also usually the healer. So.
Okay. Well then, let me ask you this: why are you so afraid of messing it up? Because it's very simple. What are you afraid of messing up?
Well, because until recently, I never even tried it. So that was really it. Like, like you try a new character and you're doing it in a low pressure situation, not like in the middle of ranked. It may not be hard, but if you've never done it and there are other people that have and can, they should do it, is what I'm saying.
I can understand if you've never ever touched a character, but I guess that's me. I'm different in that there's not a character on the roster that I haven't played.
Right. Well, those were the 2, Strange and Iron Fist, and I started MJ Bailey on the Discord. I found out that he was pushing to get the platinum trophy, and I'm like, man, if he can get the platinum trophy, what am I waiting for? So I was like, all right, let's just bang out these last 6 or 7 trophies. Yep, he cooked me for sure. He finished it. I still have 2 more to go.
I personally am looking more forward to Jay's Black Panther gameplay than the Doctor Strange one.
To be fair, I said it was my last game anyway, and I didn't even want to play it because y'all kids were driving me nuts.
I love a good Jay crash out.
No, I went to do it one more time, and I tried to Strange Portal, and I had it, but I did this. What I said is like you have to do something when you on the first one, where like you apparently reposition it.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. If you're trying to get from point A to point B, you don't need to reposition it.
No, I was trying to get the trophy. So I was trying to get one of the one to like go into the space in Asgard, like to get the environment kill, and the other one I was trying to put in front of the door, but like whatever I did, it didn't like actually go, and it didn't make sense to me, and I was annoyed because the match started, and then I was just stuck being Doctor Strange at the moment, who I am terrible at. Not my style at all, but whatever. It's fine.
I enjoy a good Doctor Strange a little bit, but I don't.
Gio, it's been 2 days since I didn't play Pokemon. Okay. Like, relax.
Yeah, I hear everyone's talking about that new Pokemon game. Apparently, it's finally actually good.
Yeah, I like it. It's very slow. It's basically Animal Crossing, you know.
Okay, it looked like Animal Crossing.
I will say that if you saw the way some of the Pokemon talked, you might say pause, because some of them talk like, "Ayo, we be doing this." They speak very urban.
Are you trying to say black?
He's trying to say black without saying black.
I'm saying that this is made by a Japanese company, and it's a little weird that they talk the way that they do.
I gotta see the context, but that does sound kind of sus. Yeah.
I don't think I know if I took a screenshot or anything, but
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah. In addition to the crackdown on throwers, I think the most exciting thing for me coming up from our rivals is all the new PvE content, which they announced not too long ago. I covered it on the channel, but we got the new, basically to celebrate the launch of Avengers Doomsday. My Rivals is dropping PvE modes every season based on all of the Avengers movies, and the first one, of course, is the Loki mode in Avengers 2012.
That is Pokemon.
I know.
Like, humans,
I'm
give me
sharing this
energy,
because we were just talking about how problematic some of the dialogue can be, and this one is a little weird.
Human kids in particular give me lots. All right, yeah, that sounds weird. That sounds weird as fuck. What?
Yeah. So anyway, sorry. Back to what we were talking about.
But yeah, so the first PvE mode is based on Avengers 2012, and it's a 1v5 where Loki is fighting against other heroes. We don't know who all the playable heroes will be. Presumably, there will be some of them from the Avengers movie. We know that Hulk will be someone you can summon in the mode to recreate some of the moments from the movie, and we can assume the some of the other modes will be similar. Like you'll be fighting Thanos in the Infinity War PvE mode, as well as the Endgame PvE mode. I think those are going to be the most hype ones, and definitely are something to look forward to. I think a lot of sentiment was getting more negative towards Rivals because of the lack of balancing and then the thrower problem. But I think between the adjustments to the throwers and all this cool PvE content, I think things are looking up. What do you think, Greek? Are you pumped for the PvE stuff?
I mean, the PvE stuff, at least in recent memory, has like that. That's never really had too many of the issues. I mean, it's gonna like I believe that it's gonna be fun. I don't think that they took a lot of feedback into how these modes should be going forward. Like, I mean, like for them, for example, adjusting the rest of the characters, because besides Blade and like maybe Thor, the rest of the characters that were available during Marvel Zombies were amped up to be able to play on Nightmare 4 to the same extent as Blade himself. Like you said, we don't really know who's all going to be available in the first mode that's coming up in April, so next month.
Jeff was actually deceptively OP in that mode after they buffed him.
Yeah, I feel like it's the PvE mode. I really, unless it's like a major issue, I don't really think it's going to be too much of a problem. Like, granted, yes, it's definitely going to be a much welcome break from the annoyingness that is comp in Marvel Rivals, but it's people. I mean, again, it's going to be enjoyable, but people still aren't going to forget about the issues that we have that aren't being fixed. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we have a PvE roadmap, but I feel like what we actually need, because they said that we were getting new systems, new game mode. things of that nature. Hopefully they start going into depth with some of them next season. Hopefully we can maybe get one of them next season with the new coming PvE mode. But some of the things I definitely do need to be addressed, like ASAP. The balancing problem, because already the roster is getting as high as only God knows what. And when you think about a game like League of Legends, for example, League has, if I remember correctly, I think League has, I want to, because I don't know if somebody can look this up, but I think they have close to maybe like 140 characters, 142 characters that are like actively playable right now. And
172.
Okay. I don't really know how the ban system works there, but I mean, especially for rivals, the ban system needs a complete overhaul. The avoid list needs to be longer. Just in
Amen.
general, outside of the balancing, we really just need like a lot more quality of life changes to overall make the game fun. Because don't get me wrong, like this is probably the worst season that we've had so far. Like, don't get me wrong, season 2 with Johnny being that was a horrible season. Season 4 was a horrible season because DD was just running nuts everywhere. You couldn't kill him. This might actually be like the worst season overall, just in terms of like game quality, patches, throwers. Like this is gonna be our Baba Black Sheep.
I feel like that's funny because I feel like season 5 felt worse than season 6.
I've enjoyed season 6. I mean,
maybe it's because I love Deadpool.
Yeah,
and Elsa's fun. Plus, Adam can finally fly. The match. I agree. The match quality is bad. I've noticed that 5 was when I noticed that the match quality in comp had gotten like alarmingly bad levels, and I had ran it through to the devs, letting them know like y'all got to do something about ranked and specifically the thrower problem back in season 5 because it had gotten out of control. But season 6 has a lot of the same problems with the match quality, but I felt like overall it feels more fun to play. I love playing tank pool. I love playing Elsa. Cloak and Dagger is a character that is probably my favorite healer to play. And
that's because you have a character in here that you like, though. Because put it this way, if Deadpool wasn't in this, if Deadpool and Elsa were not in the season, would it still be as enjoyable for you?
Well, it depends on who the characters were. Like you can't just take them out. Like what are we replacing with?
No, I mean, if this season was with characters that you didn't necessarily care to like is good at there in the game, but if it's not like a Deadpool character for you, like you're not overly hyped to play this character. You're hyped for the season, but not the character. Would this still be a fun season for you to play if Daredevil and Elsa were not here?
If they were like, here's the thing. I wasn't necessarily looking forward to Elsa either. I think Elsa is just super fun to play. And when it comes to Deadpool, I love the character, but Nightcrawler's who I really want. Let's keep it a buck. But Jay's the bigger Deadpool fan, but I think he's tank pool. I think DPS pool sucks ass, but tank pool, yeah. But I guess to take your point, if the two characters they added were two characters that I didn't enjoy playing, I'd say I wasn't having fun. But I'd say that for any season where because the biggest part of every new season is typically the new heroes, and unfortunately that's partially because the balance changes are usually lackluster or just not enough apart from a few characters. So yeah, if both of the characters were just like I don't like them, I'd say I wouldn't particularly enjoy season. But I don't think I've had a season so far where I didn't enjoy the characters apart from Ultron. I thought Ultron was very, very disappointing, but but to make up for that, we had Emma Frost. So, so
but that's my thing. But that's my thing here. That's my point. A lot of people are biased towards their love for the characters. Like everybody's hyped about Deadpool. You do have like everybody's hyped about Deadpool. You do have your couple of fans that are happy that Elsa's here. Like Elsa is somebody that I wanted that I wanted in the game. I'm not that great with her, but it's still cool that she's here. Past that, everybody else, because you still have people who like those characters but are on the side of this is not necessarily a fun season, just because there's been a lot of issues across the board everywhere for this season. Because like, for example, I don't necessarily think season 3 was that bad, but at the same time, I didn't care for Blade or Phoenix.
No, I got it. Yeah, I think that was from a hero perspective. That's where I was most disappointed, because I thought they disrespected Blade. I thought Blade was potentially one of the most hype heroes. He's the character who saved Marvel. There was so much hype, going. You
could say the same about Phoenix. People were upset that we got more of.
They basically made her hella.
Yeah, not even that. They were more upset that, okay, we get that this is not just Jean, this is Jean in Phoenix. Right. But besides the voice lines, like for example, if there's a voice line of her talking to Groot or whatever, there's nothing in that character about Jean. The entire character is Phoenix. None, like what? Because none of her telekinesis is there, none of her telepathy is there. It's quite literally just Phoenix. So like a lot of Jean Grey fans still to this day feel incredibly slighted by that. Yeah, like
they handled that character wrong.
Yeah, I think. Like they got a pass with Emma, and this is not even just about the character design. This is just more so how Emma's powers work, because what's the word? I remember posting a tweet. There was an old cartoon, Wolverine and the X-Men, where she was having a fight with Psylocke, and she was actually making mental beams and shooting them back and forth at Psylocke. They were both doing it. So that, at the very least, that's where I think the whole idea, or part of the idea, came from in terms of how her kit works. But at the very least, that's something that we've seen before. Like her diamond form is there. Mm-hmm. They gave her the ability. They gave her the ability to make a shield. She still has her telepathy. She's just using it in creative ways, like she did in the cartoon. That's still there. With Phoenix, however, the mind control, whatever. Oh, with Phoenix, that entire character is just Phoenix. There's nothing there about Jean Grey.
I mean, one of the problems you're going to run into with some of these like Omega class characters is it's going to be hard to fully capture, who they are and be balanced. Like they're going to bring Thanos in this game, possibly, along the way this year, allegedly, and
not even allegedly. He's on the road, man.
Yeah, I mean. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna be Thanos. Dr. Doom is gonna come into the game. He's not gonna be Dr. Doom. Like, these are two of the most powerful characters in the entire Marvel universe. But we still have to pretend that Iron Fist can beat Hulk.
But here's the thing: they still have aspects of their
I know what you're saying.
Of their characters there. Like, for example, Hulk. We don't really see Hulk walking around with a gamma belt that gives him extra abilities. But the shit like the thunderclap, for example, that's still there. That's still there in his kit. With other characters like Strange, for example, like they easily could have gave him a CC move. They could have gave him the Crimson Bands, etc. That could have been a CC move for him. Unfortunately, it's not. That's a team up. That's a team up with Magic. But they still managed to incorporate some of the different spells that we've seen him use before into his kit. I agree with what you're saying, Jay. You're absolutely right. But the thing is, with Phoenix, the problem is there's nothing in the character that's Jean. It's just straight Phoenix. And then the problem that sets up, if we ever get another telepath, like for example, Charles, the backlash is going to be insane because if any of his abilities are even just a hint tied to his actual powers, the backlash is going to fall back on Phoenix because it's like, okay, why didn't she get any of this? Because the way that she's presented in game, it's not just Phoenix, it's both. This is them at a point in the timeline where where it's like Eddie and Venom. This is one cohesive unit. Both people, like both entities are present. It's not like
Which
that
I
with her
hate.
though. Yeah. It's not like that though, because nothing else about that character screams Jean Grey. It's just Phoenix.
And I think she's one of the characters. I think a lot of the characters on the roster need a rework. I think Jean, in particular, Blade. To me, the problem is they just made him dog shit like that, and I don't understand why they would do that, and then like nerf him like after the fact. Like he's consistently been one of the bottom tier characters since launch, and they just apart from being in the PvE mode, and they just refuse to give him proper buffs because they act like they're afraid. And I've heard people have to say they're afraid because the way they designed this kit with the anti-heal, they're afraid that if they buff him too much, he'll be OP. But they have no problem releasing Daredevil in that state, or Gambit in that state, or Elsa in that state. So it's definitely rubbed people the wrong way that they have no problem having new characters released completely unbalanced and broken, but Blade has to be dog shit every season.
And the thing there is, because what's the word? Me and Sadat were playing Rivals a few days ago with another, but we were playing with another buddy of mine who's also a creator, Glide Gaming Network. Shout out to him. Where we were discussing this stuff, right? And I was surprised to find out that him and Sadat actually had a lot of the same views on literally all of the topics here that we're talking about now. Like, for example, it's two main things about Blade that's, as of right now, it is true. You can't really see it any other way. One, Elsa is essentially what Blade was supposed to be. Elsa's kit feels like that's what was planned for Blade, but for some reason, shit just went the completely opposite way. The second thing is that Blade right now, Blade right now is the one character. If he got buffed, he puts a stop to the triple heal. But then it also becomes a problem because if you buff him and you make him the absolute fix to the triple heal situation, he's gonna start getting permaban. And because it isn't the tournament setup, we don't have any saves, so you can't protect him. And if he's banned, you have no other characters that can deal with you. You have no other characters that can deal with the comp again. So you're right back into the same scenario. So that's quite literally how Blade is fucked in like way too many scenarios.
But that's why I don't think the solution to like stuff like triple heal was ever one particular character. I think Blade needs to be buffed just because they've done a horrible job with his kit so far. I think the solution to triple heal is a global nerf to both healing and damage. Like nerf damage across the board by like 10 to 20%, and increase and give a significant increase to the duration of ultimates, particularly support ultimates. Like make it take significantly longer to get those support ultimates, and give like a global 10% healing reduction. Because the reason why triple support is a thing is because the damage in the game is so high and overtuned. So if you address the damage problem in the game, you don't need to giga buff. You don't need healing giga buffed anymore. So then just bring them both down at the same time so that we can start having a more balanced roster, focus more on the neutral game rather than just alt slop determining who wins every fight.
Like, because I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna suggest something. Sadat. So when season 7 gets here, I'm pretty sure. Well, first, I don't have any say in this. I'm pretty sure Jay and Sadat are gonna like either kidnap me and force me to come back on here again to talk about Rivals. Once season 7 is here.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna throw this out there. I would like to, because again, Sadat has already talked to him. I would like to bring on my buddy Glide, just because he has the same, like, if that's okay with everybody. That's because he has the same views on the subject that we do, and that's also coming from somebody that plays the game. Like, he's in the same spot as Jay, as to where is he plays the game as much as we do, but he also has a life.
I mean, that's debatable as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I'm married. Don't confuse that with having a life. We don't do anything.
That's not true. You watch a lot of Netflix.
Yeah.
And play with your dogs.
Yeah.
But like we were saying in the conversation the other day, like Sadat and Glide was saying, Rivals is in a weird spot because, again, this is one of the main things that people have been consistently asking to fix. But the problem is you have a solution, but it's not a permanent one because, again, you can buff Blade, but if you buff him, he's getting banned. And then there's nothing else that you can do. So you're right back to where you were before. Because in Gambit, I'm going to be honest, he has anti-heal, but as a support option, I feel like that's not enough. I feel like you need more.
Also, if given the current state of balancing, depending on where it was, I don't even necessarily think Blade would get banned more, because the problem is that there's so many problematic characters, and the characters depend on, it could change depending even on your particular matchup, and there's such limited ban slots that who's to say like he would even catch bans? Because right now, like, Elsa is probably the most broken DPS in the game, but in my experience, she doesn't get banned that often. She gets banned sometimes, but there are a lot of times where she doesn't get banned because people are like, okay, well, we actually have to ban Gambit. Oh no, actually we gotta ban Groot. Oh no, I want to ban Moon Knight. Oh, we gotta ban Namor. We gotta ban Hela. Like there's so, a lot of people will go straight heal ban, like they'll ban Invis and Loki. It's so many problem characters, and each team only has 2 bans, so something is going to slip through the cracks.
But you also have to take into account just how often you see triple support, because there are times where you will see triple support the second the match starts, not like not round 2 or round 3. You'll see it the second the match starts. And it's just like, already, this is gonna be one of those games, and it's gonna be annoying. And the thing is, if you buff Blade, he goes from being a tickle monster to somebody that's incredibly annoying to deal with, because Blade is right on the cusp of being a tank buster. Now, you buff him, you give him more damage. You add in the fact that he has anti-heal, like you had said before. When it comes down to Blade ult, make his ult just a little bit wider. Blade at that point give it a slow. He shoots up to the top of the list. So even if they're not, even if they're not running triple heal, it's still the fact that if a buff Blade will still genuinely be a problem. And that's the situation with a lot of characters right now that are in the game, as to where it is you kind of have to be you have to be like real picky about how you go about buffing them, because like Iron Man, for example, Iron Man's in a decent spot. You can't nerf him and then if you do, his character's dead. If you buff him, immediately he becomes the best flyer in the game.
Yeah, because I see all the time people in high elo say Iron Man sucks, and that is true. If you know, because if you're in the higher elo and you're just playing poke slop, yeah, Iron Man just gets shit on because he's a flyer and his mobility isn't really all that good. So you just don't play him. But if you're in below diamond, he's kind of a demon because people can't aim and they don't look up. so he kind of
I say GM too, not just diamond, because people still don't look up.
True, but Iron Man did used to be a demon when he had that Gamma team up with Hulk, because he did so much damage. It was insane. That was such a great team up. Strange, this combo of Gamma Strange and Gamma Iron Man was actually disgusting. But without that extra damage, Iron Man's just kind of in a spot. But yeah, he can. I've literally had a game where I was just like, okay, we're just gonna lose. Everyone sucks. I'm just gonna AFK on Iron Man, and all I did was just go Iron Man and just poke from the sky, from the skybox, and we ran their whole team down to the final point, just me poking from the sky on Iron Man, because nobody could shoot me, and I was just getting free damage every time. No one could do anything.
Yeah, I remember the days when Iron Man would just sit at the top and rain down and undefeatable.
Yeah, so I understand in some cases like that, especially with flyers like Human Torch, where they got to be careful with how they buff flyers in particular. But I feel like Blade deserves the buff. I think his ult needs the wider area, the slow. I think he needs more damage and a little more life steal, and I'm fine with those consequences. And then they need to just rework a bunch of other stuff in general across the board. But I do think Blade deserves a little bit of care. Like they owe it to him. Like they've been so disrespectful to Blade. He deserves. I've seen all the pretty much. I think there's only like one Blade player left. Like in terms of top players, like all of them are quitting. Like all of them quit this season. They just I saw one of them literally did a live stream where they just spent an hour having a funeral service for Blade because they were quitting the character, and that's just so sad because he's such a great character and he deserves to have a place in the meta, even if it results in him getting banned a little more. I think Blade deserves the buffs. Damn it.
I don't really play Blade, so I can't really.
Nobody does. That's the problem. He sucks.
But like, there's never been any point in time where I've because here's the thing. This is the first season that I've actually really like gone hard with the new character with Deadpool. I usually the first day I'll share them with everybody, and then I'm like, I don't really feel like fighting over them. So maybe Invisible Woman, but yeah, I've typically stayed away from a lot of the newer characters. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's different now though, because like my motivations were always different. I'm like, all right, I want to get a character to Lord and then on to the next character. So I was always fine, just working on somebody else. Now it's like unlimited leveling, so it doesn't really matter anymore. Like I'll just play whoever. So anyway, I'll be back.
I always try the new characters and kind of see who who I want to incorporate into my rotation, and some of them click, some of them don't click, and I go from there. Tank Pool and Elsa both clicked. I'm like having them in my rotation. Greek is kind of all over. Who is your current rotation besides Strange?
As of right now, I mean, like my main rotation, it varies depending on the situation, but I mean, I got Strange, I got Emma, I got Thinking Thor, I have Moon Knight, Fantastic, Iron Man if it's working, Invis, and maybe Rocket. As of right now, because I will say I am trying to learn more characters. I'm specifically trying to learn more in other roles. That's kind of what I've been doing today since I've been free. I've been practicing. I spent the past few days practicing magic, and it's like I understand what it is I need to do with her, but something about me and her just for some reason is not clicking, unfortunately. So
you should learn Diddy.
I've swapped off what I've who I've been learning now is Bucky and BP.
Oh no, not BP. Rip BP.
I've been learning Bucky and BP, and I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely been hard because like I will say this, I wasn't doing too bad, but immediately again, what annoyed me was that the shit happened in quick play. You don't see that. You don't see this happen in rank unless it's a thing swap. But immediately, I had like I think it was like 2 or 3 matches straight. I had people just like after seeing me for like a second, just immediately swap to deal with me. It was one match on. It was one match on Midtown. It was a penny and a thing. I shot the penny and thing. I didn't swap. I egoed myself into it. We still won, but that was definitely again it annoyed me because again the shit don't happen. It doesn't happen in rank, but it's happening quick as hell in quick play.
I'm definitely.
I'm like
I do it in rank as well, but I'm definitely the person in quick play who if someone's playing dive, I immediately swap to counter it because I feel like playing playing hard dive and quick play is cringe, and I always laugh when they get mad that I swap to counter. I'm like, fuck you, I don't care.
I don't understand this philosophy. Like I first of all, obviously it's the internet and gamers are toxic as fuck to begin with, but I don't understand this like, oh, you swapped philosophy. Like, of course, like yes, we countered, absolutely. Like that's like we countering in quick play. I'm like, yes, we're trying to win. Like we play to win, like you are. You know,
we on YouTube, right? Can I say this? Can I say is this video gonna get hit for saying the C word?
No.
Okay, yeah, no. I remember I got called a cunt like I think like 3 times in a match because somebody swapped. No. Somebody was on a tank that wasn't troublesome, but it was annoying to deal with because it was a hard counter for me. So I think I swapped. I think I had swapped the thing. They called me a cunt. Then they swapped again. I swapped again, and actually, wait, no. This wasn't on Rivals. This was on Overwatch. I swapped to Reinhardt. I got called a cunt. Then I swapped to I think a melee tank. Then I got called a cunt again, and it's like,
so it's not just a Rivals problem. Overwatch is also toxic.
It's just like this is my thing because I agree with Jay. I
just want to shout out Aquatones in the chat. We made a trade finally, and I have a shiny Zapdos from him. So
Shout out to Aqua. Now Uncle Aqua.
Mm-hmm.
You're old now, buddy.
Yeah.
I won't
sit here and lie and say that I don't feel the same way that other people do. Like, okay, damn, they swapped. I'm not gonna lie. When people swap though, I take that as like a sign. I take that in like a prideful way. Like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, you swap. Now I'm gonna just swap again and say fuck you for the hell of it. But people genuinely get so mad about it, and it's just weird because it's like, okay, you would rather me just sit here and take a beating for 12, 15, 20 minutes and just let you play the freest game that you could have all day?
Yes, they would.
If you pay me, I might, but
send five you'll throw.
Send five, I'll throw.
It's just weird. Like we're all playing a video game competitively, trying to win. Like, of course we're gonna try. It doesn't matter what game mode you're in. Like, what other reason is there to play the video game? You know,
Aqua's only in his 20s. That's basically 40 now. What do you mean? that man is washed. Hang it up, Unc. This mentality. I feel like Marvel Rivals is unique. There are definitely other communities who, for sure, have a case. COD, League of Legends, but I feel like Marvel Rivals uniquely has one of the worst communities in all of gaming. And it's not even close. It's so bad. Like you have players. It's a 6v6 hero shooter. It's a team game. People don't want to play as a team. They don't want to swap in ranked, even if they're like 0-15, but some people will swap in quick play just to counter your pick. People take both quick play not serious at all and also treat it like there's $40,000 on the line. People are they're just racist and homophobes just all over the place. It's so bad. So I was like,
I can't even tell you how many times I get asked every time I play if I ever shower, because obviously I'm playing with almost legendary Deadpool.
Of course.
When they see the animated Deadpool, they're like, "How?" I'm like, "It's not fucking hard. You just play the same character all the time. You can literally gain a level every single day just playing Annihilation. Like an hour of Annihilation, you can gain at least a level every single day." Yeah, somebody, I think it was Liam, somebody made me a Lord icon after that. If I can pull that up. No, but literally, it's just like this new thing. Yeah,
that checks out.
This is my new Lord icon. All right. I mean, I thought it was funny. Jesus.
It didn't load.
Oh, really?
No.
It showed on my. All right. I was like, it showed on my screen. Hold on. Let's try this again.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that is pretty. That is pretty funny.
Okay. So anyway. Oh, and then of course I switched screens. So whatever.
Good job, Unc.
That was absolutely a boomer moment right there. So my bad.
I think how many times have you called a hard R Greek since playing Marvel Rivals? I think my count is about 10, 15 times.
Wait, how many times are what?
You've been called a hard R while playing Marvel Rivals.
Surprisingly enough, like not that many. I feel like maybe like once every other season, like maybe like 2 seasons in a row. But it's like I've definitely gone some seasons like without really being called anything. And to be fair, that's because I don't really talk on the mic anymore, just because like people are sensitive. Like,
imagine if you did.
I'm actually glad I'm never in actual voice chat.
Yeah, it's a trap. Like because my problem is like I'll watch like a really actually good comp game. I watch the Marvel Rivals pro plays and stuff like that, and I'll see like all the comms and how good it looks, and then I'll get into a game and start doing calming and trying to make the game better, communicate what's going on, and of course I'll get called a slur at me. Like, so it's like, but and it's usually the worst DPS on the team, usually a Spider-Man or a Punisher. Usually, I think those are two of the most racist mains in the entire community: Spider-Man, Punisher.
I'm not gonna lie, the supports are definitely up there.
Sports are definitely. I'm glad I'm noticing more people are starting to call out supports, because I feel like support players have gotten a pass because of how annoying understandably how annoying and terrible DPS players are in this community. But support players have always been awful. Like they've consistently, that community has consistently been extremely toxic, very entitled, allergic to accountability, and I'm glad more and more people are now starting to notice, because especially Cloak and Dagger players. Holy shit! And Jeff and Cloak and Dagger players, I think, are some of the worst people in the entire community consistently. I cannot stand them, bro. They are terrible in every way.
What you mean, those people?
I mean exactly what I said. I mean, those people who insta-log, especially those people who insta-log Jeff when we only have one other support, and then they proceed to run it down and die while using their ult every time without getting anyone on the other team. like it's so annoying.
They know what they did.
I cannot stand. And then Cloak and Dagger players have to be some of the worst players just in terms of skill in the entire community. Are possibly worse than Rocket players. like the amount of Cloak and Dagger players that don't even with auto aim can't hit their shots, don't use their abilities properly, like die in their ult.
I think that's the wild thing about Cloak and Dagger, is that like it's an auto lock character. Like whenever I see somebody playing Cloak and Dagger, I just instantly tell them, like, you're responsible for the sky. All you have to do is look up, lock on, and you can heal anybody. Like,
yeah.
If you competent Cloak and Dagger players, which I feel like I am, like it's such an easy character to heal with, because you just have to look and make sure you're locked, and it's like
you would think, but it's very difficult. I somehow they always make it look difficult, especially when I see a champion Cloak and Dagger, because I'll see those, especially if I want to play Cloak and Dagger, I'll lock Cloak and Dagger, even if they'll try to flex with the champion icon. I don't swap. Like if you don't pick it, if you don't get them, you didn't click fast enough, too bad. Like, because there are a few players I found that are worse than Lord and champion Cloak and Dagger, especially champion Cloak and Dagger. If you spend that much time on Cloak and Dagger, you're probably ass. I'm not gonna, so inversely, like, you would think the longer you spend on a character, the better. No, in a lot of cases, they are absolute ass.
I have only ever gotten upset once about somebody taking my character. Like, it was somebody took Deadpool after our first round, like in a ranked match, where I was like literally the MVP at the time, and like they just took him from me. And I did throw a little bit of a hissy fit.
as you should. I mean, because that's just actually just being toxic. Like that's another form of throwing, like intentionally trying to steal your teammate's character for like no reason. Like,
yeah,
your champion C and D. Well, you're also in silver, Eastwood, so kind of you're not making the case.
I was watching Eastwood the other day. I was spectating.
I did not.
He was playing He was playing solo. Eastwood, you have my number.
The Greek just offer him coaching services?
I mean, funny enough, that's what I've been doing with the damn Pathfinder program.
Nice.
That's actually good. We need more coaches. And are you going to change your handle to Coach Greek? You going to start making coach videos on YouTube?
Honestly, no, because there's always somebody. There's always somebody that think they know more than you. And I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. There definitely a handful of tank players that know
exactly what he's doing. You just
what's the word?
That is exactly what he's doing.
There's a lot of tank players that absolutely know way more than me, but it's the dumbasses who just follow what they hear instead of actually playing said character that will sit there and and try to speak. Like, you don't know, like, so many people that think you genuinely can't play. You can't play Strange into like Thing or Thor. But the crazy thing is, as long as like you can literally blow both of those characters up. Now, if they're both diving you at the same time, that's a different problem. But you can literally blow both of them up.
For and that's all the reason why you should be coaching, because first of all, fuck those people. And I think the point of coaching, if you're like going about the right way, you're good, is that you have something of value to offer, and in this case, knowledge. And God knows this community needs all the knowledge they can get when it comes to how to get better at the game. So, and I think Greek, you legitimately have a lot to offer. So yeah, even though because I check out different people who do the coaching gimmick, and I always, and you're always going to see people in the comments that are clearly hard stuck bronze, but are going to try to ego and act like they know more, but but that's why they're hard stuck. And I think more importantly, you see more people that are grateful that they found someone that gave them good advice and allowed them to climb. And I think Greek, you can be another one of those people, a force for good in the community. A coach
also, people just in general don't listen. I posted a video a while back on how to do crossplay, and I have people sitting in my comments telling me that the video didn't fully explain how to do it. When when it's literally a 3-minute long video walking you through every single step. I specifically tell people not to click off the screens too early, because then if you do, you'll have to reset the whole thing. I think one of the last comments I got, somebody was asking me if the mods they used on PC will transfer over to PlayStation. Why the fuck do you think that? People don't listen. People don't listen.
No, it's not that people listen. It's that people are stupid. Some people are stupid. Are like that's what I've learned from being a YouTuber who's gets literally thousands and thousands and thousands of comments. There are people who are just dumb. Like it doesn't matter how well you explain something. It doesn't matter how clear you are. It doesn't matter if you use pictures. There are some people that are just too fucking dumb to understand.
Picture.
Greek. A lot of these people click on the video and start typing the question during the ad. Okay,
Jay, they're
like
in the video.
They don't actually watch. They just want you to answer their question.
In the video, I specifically fucking said costumes that are platform exclusive, and at this point, there are only 2. I don't count the Venom Cyan Clash one, because that wasn't platform exclusive. That was beta exclusive. There are only 2 platform exclusive skins as of right now. That is Scarlet Spider and White Witch.
Yep.
But in general, those skins will not transfer over. However, if you swap over to another platform, the only skins that you will have are the skins that are tied to whichever account you make the primary. And again, so many comments. Will my skins transfer over? if I make my Xbox account the primary because I play on PC. Again, explained it, showed pictures.
Yeah,
People don't.
they didn't
People
watch
don't
it.
fucking listen.
They didn't watch it.
Yeah.
They watch.
Honestly, like
they have TikTok
just,
brain. They watch like the first 20 seconds and then said, "All right, fuck this," and went to the comment section. They don't.
You see,
they don't listen.
I would have rather that because I'm not gonna lie. I stopped responding to those comments a while ago. It was a few times where I did respond to those comments and I asked, "Did you watch the full video?" They tell me yes. Okay, so either you're lying or you're illiterate.
Yes.
and or stupid.
That's literally
no. Trust me, like thousands.
Most of the time they don't.
Yeah, just thousands of videos I've made. Like you learn real quick that people do not.
Yeah, the majority, the data doesn't lie. The majority of people don't watch the full video. They'll say they did because they know how it makes them look, but they over the 99% of them, when you ask, did you watch the video? They'll say yes. 99% of the time they didn't, and 1% of the time they did, but they were AFK the whole time. They were. The information just went right through, and they didn't catch it. Like that is what it, that's literally what it is. Usually, it's lying. Also, when they're not lying, it's because they literally just don't have the comprehension skills. That's just what it is. That's just literally what it is. That's part of being on YouTube. You're going to get comments that people are just they're going to be hating. They're going to be mad. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter how good it is. You're always going to have somebody that's just going to not get it or just be toxic. And and we saw a great example of that with the Lanterns trailer that dropped this week. It was one of the biggest new videos on YouTube, millions of views in one day, and a lot of people fucking hate it. And I for one don't fully understand it because James Gunn, I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, did he or did he not pitch Lanterns as True Detective meets Green Lantern? That's what I recall James Gunn pitched to show us when he was talking about the slate of upcoming Gods and Monsters projects. He said this was going to be a show on HBO Max inspired by True Detective. I was like, cool.
I didn't think he literally meant True Detective though. I thought he meant like Space True Detective. Like there's a certain part about Green Lantern. Like this to me is, I am definitely one of the. I don't hate it. Okay, like I'm obviously gonna watch it. I'm excited.
Costume was hot ass.
Yeah, like how it's the Green Lanterns. Okay, I know they're calling it Lanterns, but
and the reason I don't love, I will say this: the reason they gave doesn't sound great. Did you see that interview?
The what?
That the creators, I think they were the writers or creators. They did a podcast or something, and they were talking about why they named it
Green Lantern. Sounds stupid.
They say Green. They said
what the gist of that was.
They say we all agree Green Lanterns just sounds stupid, so we just called it Lanterns. I was like, ooh.
That's a dumb reason to do it. I actually was fine with the name Lanterns because to me that meant, okay, we're eventually going to deal with the whole color spectrum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought the name was fine. The reason for the name, now that they spelled it out, is fucking dumb.
I'm hoping that everything in that teaser was just the first episode.
They gave us a beef and broccoli suit. Yeah,
the suit. But so here's a few things. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ethan Van Sciver. Him and Jeff Johns, like, they fleshed out all of the modern Lantern stuff, at the start of the 2010s or so. He speculated that he thinks that the Lantern and suit we see are Alan Scott's. But either way, that I was never a big fan of casting Hal Jordan being so old.
He too fucking old. It's a Harrison Ford situation all over again.
Yeah, I just feel like I thought they were gonna like do a good job making him feel younger, but they did not. Like they've made it very clear that this is like I don't understand the vibe. Like
This is training day if it was Green Lantern.
It just feels like it
Yeah,
felt
actually.
more like a Western, than it did like like what's the point of showing him fly not in his suit? Like that's part of the shtick. Why is the suit hanging in the closet? It comes from the ring. There's like so many weird things,
To be fair, there are definitely comics where the suit is just an actual suit.
Sure.
And there are some where I think that, and I saw someone also point out that there were seemingly other potentially suits in the closet. So we don't fully understand what that scene was supposed to be.
Yeah,
and we also have to give him slack because Guy also because there was a big issue with Guy in the Superman movie where everybody was pissed that there wasn't a beam connecting all of the constructs that he was making to his ring, which is normally what we see in a lot of media. But we've also seen examples of them creating constructs without them necessarily being connected to the ring. But just but in this specific case, like him flying, for example, because normally whenever we see a Lancer fly, there's always that green aura around them, especially when they start going into space and whatnot. Guy didn't have that. So at the very least, I will say it sucks that they didn't have it. But that's one thing that as a Lantern fan, if you're going to be mad that Lanterns did that, you have to be mad that they did it in Superman too.
Sure, I guess there's a couple things that like we don't know the answer to. We don't know the time frame of this. I would imagine that like the whole point of doing all this is so that it's connected. But maybe it's not. I don't know. But like we already saw Guy Gardner, so why are we pretending we can't like see them in their suits? I'm fine. I'm traditionally someone that like I don't want to see much in the trailers. It's a weird choice to me, and I'm hoping that what we saw in that teaser is basically like the first episode, maybe up to, I really don't understand the point of doing. It's like doing a Spider-Man story where he's just walking around as Peter Parker. You know what I mean?
Or this is Spider-Man if he got his web shooters in the last 10 minutes of the finale.
Or the original pitch of Daredevil Born Again, which was the entire series him being a lawyer.
Right. So it's like and again, it's a teaser, all right? And I made like a throwaway comment, and I was actually shocked at how many like angry people responded to it. Like
did you do it on Twitter, Jay?
Yeah, of course.
Well, there you go.
I know. I just basically made my observations having seen it. I wasn't even criticizing it necessarily. I'm like, it was weird. It was a weird trailer. I think the acting and everything, it looks really good. It's one of those like if you called it anything but Lanterns, right? Like that could be True Detective season 5, except for the flying part, and we wouldn't think anything of it, Like, but that's not what I expect from a Lanterns themed DC Comics show. I think that's where the expectations lie. I don't understand where we've seen what he's done with Superman. We see what he's doing with Supergirl. And yet with the space cops, the only unique thing about these characters is they are space cops. Okay. You've got them driving around in cars and fighting, a biker gang or something. I don't know.
Well, to be fair, I think that this from what we saw in that first episode, it seems to be a situation where they're like, okay, to Greek's point, it does seem like a training day. Like he literally drove the car off the ledge to to test him. So it seems like Aaron, like John he's basically being introduced into the fold of Greenland. They're doing a little different take on that, and I think that we're definitely not getting most of what's happening. Like they had a little scene where he's getting stabbed in the neck with some kind of futuristic tech. But I also read that Guy Gardner is in this show, and I imagine that him appearing is going to be a lot more lantern activity. Obviously, how flying could be a situation where they didn't have the CGI ready. This is something we've seen a lot. You know, they don't show all the effects in the trailer. They'll just wait to the final product. I think we're going to see a lot of the lantern power stuff. I think it's just going to build up to it a little bit.
So if you go to IMDb, okay, you can look at the cast. There are basically 10 people that are in all 8 episodes, and that includes the actors that play Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, Guy Gardner, and Sinestro. So, like, obviously, there's gonna be some, like, you're not gonna have Sinestro walking. He's an alien. You're not gonna have him walking around out of his suit, are you? You know what I mean? And obviously, Nathan Fillion is in all 8 episodes, so obviously, we know the timeline is Guy Gardner is here, you know, and like I don't know, it was just a weird trailer. It's fine, you know, but if they're just holding everything back, then I'm fine with it. I just feel like maybe there should have been a tease.
That last voice line was still weird.
I don't remember the last voice line. Refresh my memory.
Him saying that he's the only human, unless that was unless that was a dig at Guy, which knowing how the other street guy it very much could be, it's weird. Like it sets a precedent for an issue because this is Hal saying that he's the only human, which would mean that this is set before the events of Superman and Peacemaker, which is a problem because it's been said by Gunn that part of the mystery, part of the case that they're researching into in Lanterns is tied into the overall plot that's leading into the Sanctuary storyline with metahumans disappearing everywhere. That's supposed to be part of what they're investigating. So unless
So it would be weird for how to not know about Guy.
Yeah, I feel like that's just going to be like a throwaway. He wasn't being serious. You know what I mean? I think that's what we're going to end up looking back on that as. But like, if you just looking at the cast, Sinestro is in all 8 episodes. You know, Guy Gardner is in all 8 episodes. So obviously, it's not going to be 100% grounded like this, you know. So
unless Sinestro is in disguise in town,
I guess, but like,
because one theory that I saw, I don't know if this is actually supposed to be happening, but one theory that I saw was that another reason for the name essentially is because the course, like the show itself, is supposed to introduce the rest of this. It's to introduce the rest of the corps. So, because the whole thing with this DCU, everything is already established. We're jumping in much further along. Everything's already on the ground and running. So it's like in that. Because put it this way, I understand that it's supposed to be a true detective show, but if it was presented in this format, not the dumbass reason that they gave that Green Lantern sounds fucking dumb. If it was that the reason for why it's titled Lanterns is because next to developing this story, they also want to work on introducing the other corps as well, so that they can further build up that side of the DCU. I feel like a lot of people would have given it a lot more slack if it was done in that manner. But as of right now, it literally just looks like a Training Day ripoff with the occasional superpower being thrown out here and there. You have the new fresh-eyed rookie looking to make his mark, partnered up with the old gruff,
He's
white
over this.
dude.
He's over it. He's too old for this shit.
Too old for this shit.
So it's
You're
lethal.
not
So it's not Train Day. It's Lethal Weapon. You're describing Lethal Weapon.
like it's
is Lethal Weapon coded with True Detective?
and
I
then
am sorry. I'm just kind of going through IMDb while you guys are talking.
Right.
it's funny you bring up like you bring that up too, Jay, because from what I've heard, one of the biggest things, well, I don't like that Hal is this old, because the problem is going forward, unless we have a crisis event, which would be fucking hilarious for so many reasons, because no matter the continuity, DC just can't fucking avoid having crisis events. Yep. In that example, like if we had a crisis event and they just like kind of soft reboot everything, which would be kind of weird doing it this early on, you could recast Hal. But the problem is like, because again, I don't think Gunn is dumb enough to like literally just bring out a crisis event and literally just reset like
I don't think so.
A majority of the shit that was already like established. Because again, we're only like 2 movies in, 3 if you count Blue Beetle.
Which I don't. But
not 2 movies. Like we're a TV show.
Yeah, we had
TV show in the movie.
Two TV show in terms of Gods and Monsters. We've had 2 TV shows in a movie, and we're on. Oh
yeah, Creature Commandos. I forgot.
Yeah.
So this character right here is an alien that's in the trailer. According to I'm on like the Wikipedia. This character is Anton, is an extraterrestrial devoted to exposing the truth, exacting vengeance against those who wronged his people. Now I don't know if they're getting that from like,
source, trust me, bro.
Like from the comics, but like apparently this person is playing Anton, who I've never heard of before, as like a character. So like if that is supposed to be an extraterrestrial, then maybe that's what Sinestro looks like too. I don't know. The guy that's playing Sinestro though is like Danish.
But yeah, like because again, don't get me wrong, like he's not a bad actor, but at least from what I've heard, one of the biggest issues that they've had is that they went after like a lot of A-list actors for the role of Hal. Pretty much all of them said no.
Which is weird.
Pretty much all of them said no. And it's like, I could understand why, because what's the word? You have a handful of people in Hollywood right now that you could say are not trying to deal with superhero movies. Like it's kind of why you see people like Leo or Timothy, who's on record saying that Leo told him not to fucking do superhero movies, are trying to like kind of trying to stay away from like that side of Hollywood.
Well, what's the space from Top Gun? He just did the what's his name?
The Running Man. Oh, Glenn Powell.
Yeah. He said he doesn't want to do them.
Yeah. But then on the other hand, outside of that, you also have people looking back to the last time we've had Green Lantern on the big screen, and that was a shit show. So there's
unfortunately
it's 2 major things in play right now that are kind of just like convincing people to not really want to deal with this. But on the other hand, you do have some people like Jason Momoa, for example, who what's the word? I wouldn't say if he's an A-list actor, he's like probably towards like the bottom, but he's definitely he has no problem doing these type of movies. Like he's been wanting to play Lobo for like the longest time now. So it's really just like going after the people like that would want to do what or would want to be interested in it. But for the actor that plays Hop, because I forget his name, I believe it's Kyle something. I forget.
Chandler.
Kyle Chandler. Yeah.
Friday Night Lights.
He's too old. And it's like, I'm not saying that like I don't want him to have a job or anything, but it's like I feel like you, if anything, you could have made him Alan Scott and just gotten somebody else for Hal. But we're gonna run into a situation where if this go like, depending on how long that this goes, right? We're gonna fuck around and have like the equivalent of Ian McKellen back as Mad. Because don't get me wrong, we all loved Ian McKellen. We all love Sir Patrick Stewart. However, they are old.
Well, to be fair, those characters are supposed to be old.
Yeah, no. They're old, but I mean, like, as in the person itself is old.
I think maybe that could be
not
the
gonna be doing this like that.
I think maybe the intent could just be like Gunn wanted his DCU to primarily feature Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner as the Lanterns rather than Hal Jordan.
That will piss off.
That's also possible.
That will piss off the Lantern fan base like quite something serious, because that's the equivalent of giving us our first Spider-Man movie after almost 2 decades. You put Peter in his 50s. You only have him in for that one movie, and Miles and Silk are going to be your new main Spider people going forward. Which is
that would
funny enough. But
that would be some issues for other reasons.
No, absolutely. But it's still the overall point. You introduced the main character who was known for this. You basically pushed him aside and you move them over to the next people. I'm not saying that like people don't like Jon Stewart and that people don't like Guy Gardner, but bringing back Green Lantern after this long, and then basically just making Hal old as shit, and then effectively sidelining him and setting up John as the new Lantern, that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way.
It can also be I think it'll also be a generational thing, because for me, my Green Lantern is Jon Stewart. From when I grew up, I never gave a fuck about Hal Jordan. I thought Hal was fine. I thought when I think of Green Lantern, I think of Jon Stewart. I think Hal Jordan actually kind of sucks, but I grew up on Justice League Unlimited. I'm a Jon Stewart. I'm a Jon Stewart guy. I'm a Jon Stewart truther. That is my Green Lantern. I do not care about Hal Jordan.
I would honestly argue that Guy Gardner and Jon Stewart are like the third and fourth most popular Green Lantern, behind Kyle and Hal.
I think that would depend entirely on this section. I think the fandoms are, in the case of Green Lantern in particular, are definitely sectioned off, because for me, it's Jon Stewart and Hal, and very far behind Guy and Kyle.
Yeah, like for me, I would probably say Hal is definitely number one for me. Hal is like my top 5 DC characters, period. I don't know who would be my number 2, because like I like Kyle a lot, but I do like John a lot because he was a Marine. So like I would have a hard time picking my second. So, but but I think if we were on Family Feud and you pulled 100 people, I think it's gonna go probably Hal, Kyle, John, Guy. I think a lot of people don't like Guy at all.
I think John would have a probably decent chance of winning if you're polling 100 people, because I legitimately think it's definitely I think if you're just polling hardcore comic fans, maybe you'll see a lot more Kyle representation, but in terms of like but if you're polling like a wide variety of people, I feel like John would probably actually win the poll.
I mean, you could be right though. It could be a generational thing.
Because I'm sure. Because first of all, the Green Lantern comics aren't that DC comics are basically run by Batman. Like let's keep it a buck. And Wonder Woman and in recent years Harley Quinn as well. So a lot of people
start this.
I'm about to read my volume as well. But so a lot of people, and we see this with the MCU, a lot of people got their exposure to these characters from their appearances in alternate media, not the comics necessarily, but the animated cartoons. I know a lot of people who are diehard X-Men fans, but they got their start on X-Men by watching the 92 X-Men cartoon. And there are people who love Marvel, but they didn't really get into it until they saw the Spider-Man cartoon and then the MCU. So their take on different characters and it's going to be different. It's going to be shaped by who they saw in the movies and shows. And I feel like when it comes, if you just broadly poll people when it comes to DC, because of their appearance in movies and cartoons, most people, if you polled them, would vote for Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan, and they would not know who the fuck Kyle Chandler is, and they would know Guy because from the Superman movie, right? Like if you're polling like the general public,
Kyle Rayner,
they literally have no idea. Have no idea. I feel like the more casual a DC fan would have no idea who that is. And
that's the thing though, because like I might be biased because Kyle Rayner is like my brother's favorite Green Lantern. So like,
for sure, I personally never heard anyone say Kyle is their favorite Green Lantern. Like whenever anyone talks about Green Lantern, I hear Jon Stewart, Hal Jordan, very rarely Guy.
Yeah, I think actually most people hate Guy Gardner because he's a douchebag.
Yeah, they don't like him. Yeah,
ironically, I was just at Ollie's the other day, and I don't know if you guys have Ollie's where you are, but I love the Red Lanterns. If anybody knows anything about me, my favorite DC character is Atrocitus, and I found this for $4, so I picked it up, and that is actually Guy Gardner as a Red Lantern. So
very dope cover.
Yeah. I mostly just got it to have it for the collection. So
when Eastwood was a kid, Superman was actually leaping tall buildings in a single bound and barely faster than locomotive.
I also have Hal Jordan as a Red Lantern, so as a Funko Pop.
Very, very, very cool. Yeah, I think I'm personally definitely on the Jon Stewart. I think it's very possible Gunn is more of a Jon Stewart and possibly Guy Gardner.
And I'm fine. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm fine with elevating Jon Stewart. I think he's a really good character. I loved in Darkest Night. Like there's my favorite DC comic storyline is Darkest Night and Brightest Day. So in that story, John has a really great arc where he has to like reconcile their version of ego. I can't remember what it was called, but he has to kill it.
Mogo?
Like what was it?
Mogo? Are you talking about Mogo?
Yes, exactly. He has to kill it. And like he has this really cool storyline where he has to like reconcile like going through that, and it goes through like his some of his military trauma and stuff like that. So like, that's a really cool story. But that storyline really does obviously center mostly around Hal Jordan and Sinestro. Brilliant story. More for the the Black Lantern storyline than the White Lantern part. But I just love that story. So
yeah, but I do recognize at least that Hal Jordan is very popular, has a lot of fans. So I understand why. That's the one part in the trailer where I was like, okay, I could definitely see why people are mad that after the absolute disaster that was the Ryan Reynolds Hal Jordan, they find out that we're getting a Lantern show based on Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and and they see the trailer and Hal Jordan is just a bitter old man.
It's like it's like The Last Jedi. We finally see Luke Skywalker after all these years, and he's nothing like
he's drinking alien milk.
Yeah, like and he's nothing like Luke Skywalker. You know what I mean? And like that's absolutely that's I've said it very, very, very specifically all along. I was not a fan of that casting. I'm just from an ageism, I guess.
I like the casting. I think the problem is that they aged up Kyle Chandler makeup wise for the role because if you've seen him in
how old is he?
He is old. He's like 56.
Yeah, but if you've seen him in like in the Godzilla movies or Friday Night Lights, like he was not like a in his 20s or anything like that.
Yeah, like 10 years ago.
But he looks even.
I thought he was in his late 60s, like going on 70.
Even in the Monsterverse, like he doesn't look that old. Like they made him look older intentionally because that's the role they wanted to play. If you've seen him in like some of his other work, you could tell he's not like a young man, but he looks like he's in his 40s, maybe, and in the Lantern's trailer, he looks like he's in his 50s or 60s because they are emphasizing that he's like an older, kind of I'm over this shit, type of grumpy old guy, and I think that definitely was a creative choice and one that obviously a lot of people do not like, but I don't think he's necessarily was bad casting. I just think that it was the decision to make him old that's the problem. I think if they just made him look like he normally does in other projects, people wouldn't have a problem with the age or anything like that because he doesn't seem that old if you see him in other projects.
And that's well, I mean, yeah, that's fair. I don't know how he would look as he is in another project today.
I mean, he looks like his hair isn't gray. He's like it's black hair. He doesn't have wrinkles or like they just made him.
I don't know if
older.
they're going straight to a Parallax storyline or something. I mean, Sinestro is there. When Hal Jordan gets, I don't know if you want to say infected by Parallax, he has like white streaks in his hair. He looks old. So, I don't know. I don't know. I just.
It could be. I do know for a fact they aged up Kyle Chandler artificially for this role. Like he doesn't look that old normally.
Gotcha.
This is how they're gonna bomb, or it's gonna be better than what everybody's thinking. There is no in between.
I'm betting on it. I'm betting on it being better than everyone thinks. For sure. That is my bet.
And like I said at the beginning, like that very well could be a trailer or a teaser that only shows stuff that happened in the first episode or two. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I would hope so. But like I will say, looking at the IMDb, the sheriff person is in all 8 episodes too. So that's not very encouraging.
Because like I watch shows like this. Like I'll have even if this wasn't necessarily a Lantern show, I would still watch it just because for the most part it looked intriguing to me. So it was like, okay, yeah, I'll check it out. Is this a good trailer to get people interested? Yeah. Was it a good trailer for being a Green Lantern project? No. Now is the show gonna be bad? No. Can't say that yet. Yeah. Was the trailer ass? Yes. Was that suit ass? Yes. I don't again, I'm not in Hollywood. I'm not saying that I'm an artist or anything like that.
It kind of seems like you're saying that.
No. I'm not an artist. But at the very least, I'm not giving Hal Jordan a fucking beef and broccoli suit.
Beef and broccoli is insane.
And I remember seeing some people say that some people making coke theories that the reason for why the suit is like that is because it's supposed to represent Hal getting up there in age as he's getting older. The suit is fading with him, like his time as a Lancer is coming to an end. and that's bullshit because the shoulder pads are green as shit, and the rest of the chest plate is not. So either fucking fit, the suit is ass, but the show
feels very strong.
Again, the show could be decent. I got faith in it. Aaron Pierre,
it's great.
A good actor. I like him. I'm curious, fantastic. I'm curious, I'm curious to see how he's gonna perform in this role. I know a lot of people definitely had their reservations about him because he's a bit lighter than people would have intended for John. Like I've seen people say they would have rather had like Aldridge Hodge in that role. And to be honest, like after seeing like how he acts in Cross, and then also seeing him in like Hawkman or whatever, I don't know if he's gonna come back as Hawkman, but him as Jon Stewart, at least for the look, I could see that as well. But I'm gonna still watch it. The trailer sucked ass, but I'm still watch the show. Because to be fair, we literally just had the same thing with another show, which is Wonder Man. A lot of people was like, okay, this is, I don't know, is this a show about actors? Is this a superhero show? Like, what is this? A lot of people just didn't really know what to expect. And after watching it, this is my opinion. Wonder Man is, because again, it's not, big spectacle, boom, punch everybody in the face, blow shit up. It's not that, but it was still, in my opinion, it was still a good show. Like Simon and Trevor are one of the best buddy duos in the MCU as of right now. I'll stand strongly on that. But Wonder Man was definitely in that same situation where the trailer definitely left a lot of it raised more questions than answers about the product as a whole. And the actual product itself was better than what a lot of people thought, and I enjoyed it. So, like, that's why I'm giving Lanterns the benefit of the doubt.
I'm on record.
I enjoyed it as well.
He didn't. I'm on record as I thought it was going to be good from the first trailer.
It's a very good Disney Plus show.
See.
If you look like that, but what year is that from?
Okay, this had to be like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago because I think I remember saying, why couldn't he have this look for Hal?
Yeah,
this is fine.
If he looked like that, I would have no questions.
That's from the MonsterVerse movie.
How long ago is that though? I'm not familiar.
Which one? Let's see.
Because I feel like this is like 2022.
2021.
Okay.
So
was the last MonsterVerse movie.
Like he could, because again,
if he looked like that, I wouldn't really.
He could have had this look, take that patch on the side of that jacket, slap an Air Force tag on it, and we're golden.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I was saying. They legitimately aged him up for this particular role. It was very much a choice on their part to make him look older. And I don't know if it's assuming maybe it's story. It has to be story related or something, but they wanted him to look older because he doesn't normally look that old.
I trust James Gunn, so I'm just gonna wait until everything happens. You know what I mean?
I don't even think we can say that because unfortunately James isn't the one that's running this. Otherwise, we probably would have had the fucking squirrel in the trailer.
Well, he runs the whole universe, though, right?
Yeah, no, he's like Kevin Feige.
Yeah,
right.
He's the overseer, but in terms of like what's specifically going on in Lanterns, like how the show is being run, how the characters are being handled, he doesn't have any say over that. He
could if he wanted to, but he's like he approved the script, and
that's what I'm saying. Like if he sees all this and says yes, this is the direction we want to go, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Then fine. Let's just again that teaser could be just the first episode or two. So like all we can do is sit back and wait. It's like but I will say this. The part that was weird to me was the amount of people that were I had to block somebody because like they were like so outraged at my super normal take. I didn't say anything like critical. I had a question mark that offended him, but like dude was going so hard, and I've seen people like freaking out at people that didn't just love every second of the trailer. And I think it's actually a very normal take to look at that trailer and have questions, because it is lanterns, whichever lantern you want, you know.
Which is weird because I saw so many people also just hating on the trailer, and so I guess it's like one of those things where it's like back and forth. You know, one side is like got super defensive, and the other side is super aggressive.
Well, I think I'm just so numb to like people like rage baiting, like hating for the clicks. So I don't even pay that any mind at this point, you know, because I'm like, all right, you're lame, whatever. Like, you just hate everything.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way anybody will pay attention to you. So.
Suit is based off the Earth One Green Lantern suit. Suck it, Jay.
I'm not the one that was complaining about it as much as Greek was.
Suck it, Greek.
I mean, it can be based off the Earth One suit. It still doesn't mean it's not ass.
You can't call it ass if it was based on something in the comics. That's the rules.
I mean, even that suit is very green.
Hold on, can we put this on the screen? Somebody put it on the screen because I need to see how I need to see how this suit looks. Who said that? Who said that?
Did. Hold on.
No, not you. Who said that this was based off the Earth One suit? Who said that?
That was Steven.
Steven? All right, bet. Somebody put this up on the screen. Steven, if it's not a Henna Brown in this suit, I'm going to kick you in your fucking chest.
And he'll do it.
I hate what Bing has become.
I don't use Bing.
I only use it because, like, every time you search for stuff, you get points towards you basically get Microsoft points.
Oh,
and
nice.
I eventually am able to redeem that for all right, here we go. Earth One loading.
Let's see.
God, why is this picture so small?
The safety of your chest is on the line, so this better be good. The showrunner for Atlanta.
I keep like every picture. So the picture I found on Bing is bigger than the one on.
That's another thing. That's another thing that was controversial, but not in a more serious way. Like the showrunner for this did a Watchmen, which I thought was a fantastic show, but
I never seen it.
But it's universally hated by all those people. You know, all the racist grifters hated Watchmen. But I thought Watchmen was brilliant. I thought it was an amazing show.
Dude, why is this so fucking complicated?
Because you're old. Shame on you, Greek.
No, this shouldn't be that hard.
You got to watch Watchmen.
All right, whatever. We're just gonna click on this.
While we're relatively young, Jay.
I just can't make this picture bigger. Like when I click on it, it like highlights parts of it. Hold on, what does this do? Oh, there we go. Jesus Christ. So I mean, they're all pretty green.
Okay, wait. So that was
one of the other pictures.
So that was some of the concept art that I think they showed when they initially announced Lanterns. Because I remember this art. The suit here still looks way fucking better. I'm sorry, you cannot justify that live action suit.
So he's so prepared to be kicked in the chest by King Greek.
No, I'm sorry, you can't justify it.
Yeah, so
it does look very different compared to the show.
Because, like, if any, because what's the word? If any, you could say that looks closer to you could say that looks closer to an MCU suit because the suit looks like battle ready or tactical, and that was a problem with the MCU for like the first I won't say the first. That was a problem with the MCU for like phases 2 through 4.
They were like
Everything
embarrassed.
everything
They were like embarrassed with comic book suits, and they had to make everything look military and over designed and tactical.
Yes, like now I will say now, like for example, Scarlet Scarlet is probably one of the only examples of she didn't necessarily had like that style of costume, but she also didn't have her comic costumes. Well, what she did have were also good enough to like, okay, if this is a comic costume, I wouldn't be mad at it. Like I mean, actually, no, I take that back. She did have like kind of one, and I don't know if you can find it, Jay. It was the suit that she had at the end of Age of Ultron that we never saw again. We saw that shit once and it vanished.
Who
That was
Scarlet
Witch. That was because after that she just had like the jacket, corset, and the boots, and then she just kind of had that look, and it changed like kind of minor ish over the next few movies. And honestly, outside of like her comic look, that was her best look. Even her original look in her Age of Ultron, where it was just the jacket and the skirt, the jacket that she stole from Black Widow. Even that looked good, but that she definitely was almost a victim of that military tactical shit that we all hated for a hot minute.
For sure, but the Earth One suits look really good. That the jacket definitely looked very different.
Are you talking about that one?
Yes, that we saw that suit one time for like all of 5 to maybe 7 seconds and never again.
Was that in the end credit scene?
Yeah, with Steve and Natasha looking at the new team.
Yeah, and she wore her comic suit in WandaVision for Halloween while she was enslaving everyone. FYI.
Ironically, I think that suit got a hot toy.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We know why Greek liked that suit.
Wait, like what suit?
The Wanda one.
Which one?
The one that he just had on the screen. We know why Greek was so about that one.
No. That okay, I'm not gonna lie. That one, that's just fucking, I mean, that's just Gooner, if we're being honest. My favorite my favorite Wanda fit is her Civil War and Endgame fit, which I think is pretty much the same thing. Cause like it's simple, it's a superhero look, but it's simple.
Sure, Jay. Yeah. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. We get you, Greek. We know what you mean.
I mean, if you don't believe me, I literally own the costume in Rivals. Granted, she's a zombie, but still. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of mad because I was
funny enough, that zombie Wanda skin is also Gooner bait.
Isn't it?
Yeah, like they definitely gave her a buff, if you know what I mean. In that suit.
I'm not gonna lie. I am mad that we got that suit. I hope they do this in the future. I hope we get like it'll probably ever actually no. Just make it like a different alteration to the suit, like how we have different versions with the unstable molecules. Give us a version of that suit where she's just normal and not.
Yeah, that would be actually dope.
Yeah, I'm like, because don't get me wrong, I love the suit, but I wish he wasn't a fucking zombie.
Yeah,
true.
No, I don't remember if I bought that one or not, but that was the reason I didn't want it.
I usually get all the suits because I just always have so many credits left over. Yeah, I hope well they do have the Age of Ultron PV and all that stuff coming up, so I'm hoping what they're going to do is they're going to give us more than just one movie skin from all those films. Like I hope we get more than just Loki for Avengers 2012.
Oh man, all the Iron Man
suits
would be so. All the Iron Man suits would be so. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's a few armors I specifically like just need from it, like MCU wise.
No, you need business suit Iron Man and you need pirate Iron Man. You do not need MCU seats.
No. If there's any MCU suit that I need like if we had to get the fucking nanotech one, which nobody asked for, I need his Avengers one. I need the Mark 6 with the triangle chest piece. I would like his extremis armor.
Mm-hmm.
The one with like the big blocky shoulder plates. And I'm not
All
gonna
right,
lie, I don't kind
Sorry,
of I
bro.
don't I don't I'm not damn, I would like his model prime armor. Wanda, I'm not gonna lie, they might just give Wanda her her skirt outfit from Age of Ultron, and that'd be cool and dandy. They need to give Cap his best, like honestly, his top 3 best suits besides the stealth suit and his OG suit. That's the best one with the fucking.
I hate to break it to you. All I got for you is a K-pop suit.
I hate that. What's the word? I hate that fucking Infinity War suit. I'm so tired of seeing that shit get added in everywhere. It was the same with the mobile games. It was the same in Avengers. Like God, don't. It's not a bad suit, but I hate seeing that suit. We get it.
Don't worry, season 7's battle pass. Everybody's getting clown suits.
To be fair, Marvel's Avengers had multiple MCU Cap suits. I think you might have all of them actually.
Yeah, to be fair, Marvel Rivals, you are only getting original suits.
Jay, stop spreading this anti-Marvel Rivals propaganda. We're literally getting Fear Itself Thing and Daredevil Born Again season 2 this week.
Oh my god, it's our first
Oh yes, I fucking forgot. I need that thing. I'm not gonna lie. I would do unspeakable things for that thing too.
We know Greek.
I need to buy the Moon Knight skin. Because I'm not gonna. I don't play Phoenix. Plus the bundle was gone, so I don't need to get it anymore. I want that Moon Knight skin. I don't fucking care for Phoenix.
You don't want Business Suit Phoenix?
No. I'm not gonna lie. I don't play DD, but I would maybe get that skin just because it depends on how cool it looks. But I need that Fear Itself Thing skin. That shit is getting.
I'm getting the bundle.
I'm gonna get the bundle just on principle.
Because what's the word? I probably am too if I can afford it. I hope the Thing skin is a legendary. I really hope it's a legendary.
You will have it, Greek. No
Eastwood really needs gold.
Wink, wink.
I don't know because I don't know because the last time somebody tried to gift me skins, they gifted it to the wrong account.
that person deleted that account, by the way.
I wonder who would do something so stupid as gift skin to the wrong account.
Bullshit. I'm so pissed. That's what I get for having 14% of my friends list just as Greek.
Quite literally, only one account has my entire name.
Well,
honest mistake that only Jay would make. Don't worry. We will make sure that you get your Fear Itself Thing costume, Mr. Greek. No matter what, even whether it's out of the kindness of our hearts or in exchange for services rendered, whatever those might be.
I like how this is just the point in the friendship where we are now. I do they force me to do shit for them and rivals and then just pay me later.
I've taken very good care of you.
For that sounded crazy.
Then where's my goddamn electric car, Jay?
Electric car?
Nobody.
I know.
No.
I don't remember. I don't know.
Nobody knows that reference. Nobody. God damn it.
I think we need to start calling Greek Unk.
Okay, hold on. First off, no, because that's not an old reference. It's the scene from Harley Quinn after Joker finds out Batman is Bruce and immediately asks him, "I put a down payment on the new Wayne Tech Industries electric car. Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce?"
Yeah, that's definitely a niche reference. Unk Greek. I didn't know Aqua even played Rivals.
I thought he was on my. Honestly, like we were talking about quality of life updates earlier. Why can I still only have 150 friends?
Exactly.
Why do you have that many friends?
I think I've deleted 150 people from my friends list.
Because Jay loves he loves to accept friend requests. That's what
You play with too many people on your stream. You got to just start inviting people and they just leave it at there.
He likes having friends.
He likes
having
numbers. I don't
delete Geo first.
No, leave Geo alone. Geo is like
Geo would be devastated.
Geo's innocent. He's just a kid.
We love Geo.
Geo would actually be devastated.
Yeah, Geo would probably cry.
Delete Ski next though.
Yeah,
I would. Ski's getting close. If Ski types I''am one more time, he might get deleted.
True. Jay definitely got to trim some of the fat. Like it's getting ridiculous. I don't invite anybody. I don't accept any requests. Like barely any. Like I give requests. I give requests. Unless it's somebody that
I'm literally deleting that comment. And I'm going to literally delete that comment. Did somebody already delete it for me?
Not yet. Still there.
One of my coaching Eastwood. That's the question because apparently he needs it.
Yeah. I think I've only added my actual people I'm actually friends with and some of my regular viewers and like people that I've met in game that I've met with. I very rarely accept friend invites in Rivals and on the PlayStation account because I don't want to be a J Shock Blast and be in a position where I can't accept anyone's friend invite when I need to because it's full.
Yeah. I've started deleting people on my PlayStation friends list because I don't even know who half these people are anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid. If I just have a bunch of people that I never interact with, I'm like, why are you on my friends list?
Well, I had a situation recently where like these people kept like they kept adding me to this group. And like for a while I just ignored it, but then I got sick of the notifications. And I'm like, I deleted myself and they added me back. I deleted myself, they added me back. Deleted myself, they added me back. And I'm like, stop. And then they did it again. And I like just blocked every single one of them and left again. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's because they hate you, Jay.
No, like these are people like I recognize some of the names. They were like longtime fans, which is why I was so annoyed and why I was so patient with them for so long. I don't know, it's whatever, man.
Yeah, my name is crazy.
So
yeah, solo queue is rough. I wanted to play some rank with Greek because I need to get back. I need to get back to Elo. He owes me.
The fuck?
I started at.
We lost 2 games.
I started at 20, at a plus 20 when at the beginning of our session on Diamond 2, and after 11 games, I ended at minus 16. Diamond 2. I want my Elo back.
Do I need to call Glide again? Do we all need to get together again?
Yeah, we need to run it again. This time I don't have to run 10 games. As soon as we lose, I need to get as soon as I get my Elo back. If we lose 2 in a row, I'm getting off. Just straight up. I'm getting off.
Well, when are you trying to play? Because I can probably because I can ask him like right now.
I'm trying to play. It should be fine. The weekend's covered to that. I'll literally play tonight. I'm just trying to get my Elo back.
I'll tell you what's going to drive me nuts on Thursday, though.
Oh.
This is the first week where it is not the same time every week. Everybody's going to be confused when it's 9 o'clock and the shop doesn't update.
True. Daylight savings.
Yeah.
More importantly, this week is the launch of Ghost of Yotei Legends.
Ooh, when we play.
I think it's March 10th, I believe.
Yeah, which is Tuesday. Fuck.
Yeah.
Evie has to go to the vets, or not the vets, the groomer. I'll figure it out.
I cannot wait. Issue I'll only have one all account, and it's in diamond, so I can't help Eastwood. Unfortunately, I have my solo queue account is too high now.
Yeah, just text me, Eastwood. We'll figure something out.
Yeah. So any of you based Chad super gamers that are fans of Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yotei, I will be streaming. I don't know when Jay will be free from his obligations, but I will absolutely be streaming the launch of Ghost of Yotei Legends on Tuesday. So if you have Ghost of Yotei, come to the stream, support, add me. We can run games together. Love obviously. OGs of the channel know, huge Ghost of Tsushima fan. Ghost of Tsushima Legends was incredible. I actually did stream it on the channel as well before. Love that mode. It is notoriously very difficult, particularly the raids from what I remember from Legends. So I'm interested to see how they're gonna do things with Yotei Legends. But I am excited. I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun.
Indeed. I have been putting up my WWE videos. They are not doing as well as they did last year and the year before, but at least I didn't pay $150 for it.
Boom.
Wow.
But
I have a question.
Make sure you support it.
Can you finally like fully do my GM online now or no?
I haven't gotten that far. I just did the CM Punk showcase.
Youngins, I was literally doing Ghosts of Tsushima Legend raids when you were too young to vote. Young man. And they were hard as fuck. I will say though they were fun. It felt I think I know what Elden Ring players felt like when the game first came out. Everyone was trying to share tips, but it was better because this was multiplayer. Like people were in Reddits and forums sharing tips, trying to figure out how to beat through certain parts of the raid. It was really great. I loved it.
As far as the new Xbox, I mean, I'm definitely interested to hear more. Obviously, I think it's a little too soon, but I think it's weird the way that like people are like debating like, oh, the next Xbox isn't a console, it's a PC. Like,
and it's a PC and a console.
If you plug it into a TV, it's a fucking console. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna do both. I think that's great, and I hope it does well. Because I don't know if you saw it didn't seem to blow up yet, but Sony is now doing dynamic pricing.
I did see. I saw someone tweet it and they showed a screenshot of Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah.
It was $3.99 in one screenshot. It was $9.99 the other.
Yeah.
I assume most of the stuff that comes across my timeline is AI anyway. So
that's fair. That's fair. I have seen like a few things pop up throughout the day about it. I think we can all agree that's not something we want to see in gaming.
Yeah, no.
Like, I think, and I think that's just another reason why, and Sadat says this all the time, you don't want Xbox to die. You want there to be an Xbox, okay? Because you need the competition, because Sony and Nintendo have proven time and time again, you can't trust them.
Yeah, you can never trust a corporation for sure. You always want to have competition in the marketplace for sure. We've seen this not just with companies, but we've seen this with individual games. Like look at all the live service sports games, NBA 2K in particular. Famously, you see what happens when they have a monopoly on the market. Like it's all, you always get better products when there's competition. So for sure. So for sure, I'm rooting for Microsoft to turn things around and for Xbox to not be ass next generation, because I don't want to be a situation where Sony has no competition at all in the console space. I'm skeptical that this new Xbox console is going to do anything, but I'm hopeful that at the very least Xbox can make some good games to make up for it. I don't know. The concept is cool unless it gets undercut by the Valve machine, but I think ultimately Xbox just has to. It really is as simple as Xbox just has to make good games. Like it really is just that simple. At the end of the day, just make some good games, please. For once, like I saw someone brought up that nearly every. If you go back to all the Game of the Year nominations for like the last 10 years, almost none of them are Xbox games. And it's like y'all gotta lock the fuck in, bro. like all the Steam gimmick is cool, but you gotta lock the fuck in when it comes to games. Like you gotta do something. You can't just release a new Forza every few years.
Well, I mean, apparently they can. It does really well, but I don't think that's going to be like.
Yeah, you gotta have more.
Yeah, I get your overall point for sure.
Yeah, like you have to take some swings. Ideally, stop closing down talented studios and get some good shit out there. So, I root for you. All right, that's a wrap for this week on the Aftershow Podcast. Stay tuned next week, assuming Jay isn't busy.
I don't think I am.
Good, because we have another special guest, and this one you definitely don't want to miss.
Oh boy!
So lock in. We'll talk about whatever happened this week in Rivals, as well as our experience with Ghost of Yote Legends. Toxic Commando also comes out. So stay tuned. Be on the lookout.
Desert 2?
That's the 19th.
Okay.
Crimson Desert. Yep. So we'll catch you guys next time. Appreciate everyone for hanging out. Thank you, King Greek, for joining us, even if you only did it for pictures of Jay's feet. We appreciate you all the same. I'm still not the gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger.
Zip it up and zip it out. Peace, my naysayers.
Stay black, everybody.